NXT was all alone this past Wednesday night, August 19th. All alone by itself, no opposition. And I guess this program, I don't really know how to describe it. It's like going to the funeral of somebody that you didn't know. It's not sad. It just lasts forever, and you look forward to the end of it. It's not really insulting or embarrassing. It's just not very exciting.
It's a show without a pulse.
So it's dead?
Well, it's just there's no beat to it. Each week there's something on every episode of NXT that we can enjoy, something that we like. There was a really good segment, although I would have done things maybe a little differently, but there was a really good segment on this week's show. And then there's just a lot of stuff that is dry and dull, and there's no energy to it. And again, I know it's COVID-19 era wrestling. There's no crowd there, but just nothing happens. Nothing happens.
Well, it's a combination of nothing happens and stuff happens, but the stuff that happens is with all the interchangeable people that you don't really give a fuck about on an individual basis. So therefore, you don't care that the stuff is happening.
This is a show that needs to be 1 hour, not 2.
That would help.
Yeah.
That would help, because these matches are way too long. As a matter of fact, anyway, opening up, and let me say something here good about poor old Johnny Gargano. For once, Johnny Gargano with Candice LeRae against Ridge Holland. First thing I wrote was you could tell they were unopposed. Gargano was introduced, by the way, at 199 pounds. They can't even say 202. They can't even lie 3 pounds just to get him over 200, where it would sound like he's grown. Jerry Jarrett, when I was a kid, he was a brilliant babyface. He was the only wrestler in the territory announced at under 200 pounds. He was announced at 198 pounds. He may have even been over 200 pounds, but it got sympathy on him because he was the smallest guy. And he was the blonde young guy, and he got sympathy on him. It worked there. But everybody here is fucking 100 and something pounds. So they couldn't even say 202. Just little shit. Anyway. This Ridge Holland is stiff and believable. He's a good-looking athlete. He's another epitome of a white man standing there with brown shoes. It's just bland, just plain. It's just, I know he's not that old. Hopefully he will grow into it. But, it just interchangeable. I will put Gargano over. As I said, he took an upside down bump in the turnbuckle. Nice and the right way. He didn't fucking land on his feet and do all his Shawn Michaels ballet. He actually got thrown upside down and hung there and then fell. So I will say that, and I will say that Gargano in this match, technically he's fine. But it's just that, well, I wrote sometimes when a bland babyface switches heel, it instantly turns on his personality, like rookie Rick Rude became Rick Rude, et cetera, et cetera. Coco Ware was a underneath preliminary babyface. He got a chance to work on top as a heel against Lawler, and my God, for 6 months, he was best worker in the business. Sometimes when a bland babyface switches heel, it turns on his personality. This did not happen for Johnny Gargano. They went to a break. They came back from the break. In the aftermath of it, during the break, they were in picture-in-picture. They did this spot during a break to begin with. Ridge Holland power slammed Gargano on his fucking head. And I don't know why you would be doing big moves in a break with picture-in-picture like anybody's going to watch it. But we used to, that's another function I served as manager at ringside with the bodies in the midnight. So I knew if we were in break, so you could let the babyface fight up with a few elbows, hit the ropes, and get fucking elbowed back down. But anyway, so Holland power slammed Gargano pretty much on his head, and I guess from what I read, they didn't stop it on the program stopped the match, but I guess I read they stopped the match for a while to check on him, make sure he was okay. Is this what you heard when they were taping it?
That is what I had heard, yeah.
And
it was seamless on the show, I gotta say.
Yeah, they did a good job. You could kind of tell when they went back from the replays laying there or whatever the fuck, or from when they came out of the break, they had made the edit already. But the point is, as far as it wasn't anybody's fault, to me, it was one of those things that happened. I know what happened. Gargano leaped straight up like he should for the big guy to come in and get under him and then turn him. Holland, as he was running in that direction, instead of running under Gargano, grabbing him, getting under his weight, and then turning him, he anticipated it. He leaned back, and if you go and watch the replay in slow motion, especially the side view, he lets his feet out in front of him, especially the right foot, the lead foot, before he had Gargano's weight, which made it more of a crossbody effect. His feet were already out from under him before he got under Gargano's weight. When Gargano hit him, it started putting him down backwards like he was going to take a flat back crossbody, and he's so strong, the kid, that he turned him. Even though he didn't have him, he turned him, but he couldn't turn him quick enough all the way. But shit happens. This wasn't malicious and it wasn't reckless. Shit happens. Just mistiming. But then it started me thinking, my thoughts on stopping and restarting matches with no fans. Why or why not? Because some people say, well, why not? And would I have done it? If this had been OVW or Smoky Mountain Wrestling or whatever. And in this case, I came out with I probably would have. Obviously, the guy fucking landed on his head and he's fucking hurt. But at the same time, we need to get the finish out of this. He wants to continue, or he's ruled able to continue. We need to do the business we were supposed to do. That's the one thing. Injuries, when they come up in the middle of a match that can't be gone through with, that fucks up your booking. Fucks up where it's already bad enough somebody's hurt, but it also fucks up the booking and where everything's supposed to go, and you can't get a finish that you plan for or whatever. So the only reason it's never been done is because there was fans in the building and you couldn't. That's one thing at least we've never gone to, is stopping it and with the fans there and then redoing shit, starting whatever the fuck. So in this case, it was called for. I remember one time, poor old Jackie Gata, bless her heart. She had a purse that she was with, was it Jackie or what? No, it was Jackie. She was supposed to swing, or was it Nikita? Goddamn. No, it was Jackie. Nevertheless, she's supposed to swing the purse at Rand, but the babyface is supposed to duck. She's supposed to hit Doug Basham. And she whiffed Doug Basham with the purse. And not only did the people in the building see it, but also you could tell on camera. We couldn't air it, right? And it was, I say the people, some people could see it depending on the angle. All the people on all sides couldn't tell. But some people kind of went, I said, we can't air this. But how are we going to reshoot it in front of the people? So what we did was we had everybody stay dressed, and when the building was empty, we sent them back out there, put everybody exactly in the same spot, and shot it from the floor camera looking straight up so all you could see was the building. And insert edited that video over the original video, which already had the crowd reacting and etc. on it, and it actually worked. But here's my fear on stuff like this, as well as the Thunderdome. Are you getting in a habit of the cinematic matches? We said they'd start relying on those, and boy, those got old quick, didn't they? And I'm sure they'll do some more of them, and they'll be older. If you start stopping it when a guy gets hurt and restarting it, or if you start stopping it for things where the people aren't in the building, then do you just start stopping it when somebody says, hey, you know what? I could have done that power slam better. Let's do that again. And then you're not doing wrestling anymore. You're fucking doing movie stunt show scenes or movie stuntman stunt fight scenes or whatever. It's not the whole concept of professional wrestling is, or supposed to be, a contest, conflict, fight, whatever, between two opposite entities in one take in front of an audience on all four sides of you that they can't see through. The definition of the perfect match would be one that is a complete work, but yet nobody could possibly see through. And that's never happened. There's never been a perfect match. But are they going to just start abusing this too, I guess is my thought. And they're just going to start stopping and starting. And then when you watch a match, it's not a match. It's a television or movie fight scene. That worries me.
I don't know. I mean, it's different rules right now with no fans there. I think once fans are there, they're not going to be stopping matches.
Well, how long is that going to be, though? Are they going to be in the habit of it? Or are they just going to put people in the Thunderdome? And if you tell people we stopped and started this, then we're going to sue you because of the contract you signed.
That's true.
I don't know. Anyway, just something I worry about. Gargano won with a DDT and over the top rope after Candice LeRae interfered. Candice LeRae has aged 40 years. She's gray-haired now. Actually, it's the worry of whether Santa Claus is going to bring Gargano a facial expression for Christmas. At least they were unopposed. Good match, technically, absolutely no star power or personality in this match. The next match was your friend and mine, Dakota Kai, against Jessie Kamehameha. What was her name? Have we ever heard of this girl before?
I never had seen her before. I'm not even sure what her name was. I don't remember.
Okay, I wrote again. Thank God they're unopposed. Dakota Kai won fairly quickly. I know you like her as a talent. I zipped through the match. Obviously, I watched the promo, which reminded me of acting class and people who didn't make all of their tuition payments. But that's what they're told. They're told to say these things and recite these things, so I don't know whether I can fault her completely. But then the first really exciting thing on the fucking show, old Io Shirai comes out and jumps her and just starts wailing away on her, and that was actually fucking exciting. That brought me up, as well as the fake fans. And then the big girl, Raquel Gonzalez, comes out and nails Io and gets some heat on her. I guess, is Gonzalez now the new Diesel?
That's actually the exact thing I was thinking watching this. Shawn and Diesel, right here.
There you go. And I'm surprised they didn't do the jackknife powerbomb. Possibly even the big boot and the hair flip and the back elbow. Then she'd have everything of Diesel's.
I just hope Dakota Kai doesn't lose her smile.
Well, if you know what, if that happens, we know people that she can get advice from. Anyway. So then they go from that to a promo with the blonde girl that we know now is, goddamn, what's her name? Mackenzie, because she was in TNA the last time I was down there for a week or so, stopped by to visit.
Was she? I didn't know that.
I think she did interviews there then, yeah.
Oh, wow.
But I didn't recognize her because I didn't pay fucking attention the first time around. It's been a few years, but once again, they do not identify the interviewers. We go from the girls match with the girls jumping out and getting involved and the girls heat to a promo in the locker room area with a blonde girl who's unidentified interviewing. And we mentioned this, they could put a fucking lower third or a Chiron or something up. They did it for somebody the other day. They willy-nilly, they do it, they don't, whatever. She's interviewing Tegan Knox about Candice LeRae. And that's when I thought, is this Glow or is this the LPWA? It's more LPWA than Glow. It treats women's wrestling seriously, but it's all fucking women. Anyway, the next match, thankfully, was only mostly women. Breezango. No, I kid. Santos Escobar and Joaquin Wilde and Raul Mendoza. Raul Mendoza, was that not an old-timer's name? Who am I thinking about?
You're thinking of
there was
Ray Mendoza?
Ray Mendoza. Okay.
Raul Mata?
Nevertheless, Raul Mata and Ray Mendoza. I was conflating the two. Anyway, 6-man tag against Breezango, who's Tyler Breeze and Fan Dancer, and their partner, Old Swerve. They didn't do the fucking male stripper dance routine because they were coming out all business. Tyler Breeze was wearing Bruiser Brody's furry vest. I don't know why. Against his fishy white skin and lack of definition, it looked like he was a partially fucking stripped woolly worm. I wrote again, I'm glad they're unopposed. I zoned out on this. Tyler Breeze, when I zoned back in and realized it was still happening, Tyler Breeze was making a comeback and missed every punch he threw, and then Escobar hit him with a finish 1, 2, 3. What did I fucking miss?
You know, I kind of zoned out on this one too. And this was at the point of the show where I just thought to myself, why would anyone care about this match? Why would anyone want to see this match? This show isn't very good. Like I said, it has good points every now and then, and there's something good on this show, and Dakota Kai's great. But I didn't care about this match. I don't care about this feud. I guess we can call it a feud, because they tried to kidnap Fandango a few weeks ago. But who cares?
They didn't try to. They did.
They did. Who cares?
They should be in jail. Should be.
What's worse than jail? Be featured on NXT.
No, that would be being featured on Raw.
That's true. That's true. No, I zoned out. I didn't care about this.
All
match.
Right. We don't care. McAfee and the football players came out. They entered. They pulled up in the parking lot, and they were entering the building, and we went to break. And we come back, and here comes the Undisputed Era. They enter. They're all business. They don't do their normal, cocky entrance and the boom and the whole 9 yards, which I really actually like, especially with people. Adam Cole and the whole 9 yards. I loved that whole thing. But anyway, this is the segment you were talking about. There was something here, right?
I thought this was easily the best thing on the entire show.
Yeah.
I would have done certain things differently, but I'm not taking away from this. I thought it was really good. I thought it was really, really well done.
We're fixing to talk about all the things could have been done differently. This was great performances hamstrung by the worst fucking creative and or conception of this I've ever fucking seen of anything in my life. I have come to realize that Pat McAfee is a great fucking heel. Great fucking his obnoxious attitude, that voice, the promos he cuts, the way he struts around the whole 9 yards.
Great promo.
Great promo, great heel. But he came in and the audience, such as they were, applauded. While the heels are out there going, come on, come on. Well, then he cuts a heel promo on the top heels in the fucking company. McAfee was the biggest heel by a wide margin that I have seen on NXT. He out-heeled every heel they've got here. Which, as he was cutting this promo, at first I wrote he has turned Cole completely raving babyface verbally. But then it went on where he was belittling him while he was standing there. And by the time he was finished, because Flair didn't get this much promo time. McAfee went forever. And I said by the end of this, if Cole doesn't knock him out and leave him laying there, Adam Cole is deader than Kelsey's nuts. Because he belittled him standing there long enough, right? That you got to do something. And I see how they sold this to Cole and or the creative team sold this to all the talent involved. Well, it wouldn't be hard to sell to McAfee. He came in, got over and left. But what the fuck? Cole goes to answer and security guys come in because they walk next to each other. Remember, we've established on this program people can be attacked, kidnapped, and thrown in the trunk of cars, have their eyeballs pulled out, sodomized with rusty fishing knives. Nobody comes out. But Adam Cole walks from the corner to the middle of the ring to confront Pat McAfee, and 4 security guards come in to stop him. You with me so far?
Yeah.
So he beats up the 4 security guys. And in a nice way, It was done he pushed one into the other. They fed him well, the super kick, the boom, boom, boom. He dispatches 4 security guards. Then the football players jump in. Well, now the Undisputed Era jumps in, and they all stand there. But then they back up, and Cole steps up and gets in Pat McAfee's face and says, Saturday night or whatever the fuck, I'm going to make you my bitch. And then the Undisputed Era walked out. If everything that happened had happened up to the point, because they've turned Adam Cole babyface, and by process of elimination, they've turned the Undisputed Era babyface also. Yeah. If they don't realize they've done this, they're complete idiots and don't need the jobs that they have. If this was accidental and they didn't know it was going to happen, they're complete idiots and don't need the jobs they have. So I'm assuming they did this on purpose, because now the Undisputed Era is supposed to be the top babyface group, because that's what they fucking got. So, considering that, Adam Cole should have stood there and taken that entire tongue lashing. And when Pat McAfee was finished, he should have walked up far enough to be in mid-ring where he said his last word, which he was, and fucking threw his microphone down. And Adam Cole should have come out with one super kick and knocked him colder than a banker's heart. Right there, graveyard dead in the middle of the ring. And the football players hit, and the goddamn Undisputed Era fucking hit, and the Era and the football players have a little fucking skirmish, but goddamn the football players bail out and pull McAfee out by his feet, where he could be on the fucking floor shaking his head and coming back to fucking life, and look up in the ring at wide eyes and hold his jaw, where then Adam Cole could say the same thing. Saturday night, I'm going to make you my bitch because my kick is better than your kick. Music, break, boom, out. You've once again made the wrestler look like a gutless pussy. If he was a heel and the other guy was a babyface, he could have taken the tongue lashing and chickened out. But with the fucking situation reversed, Pat McAfee took a knife, cut Adam Cole's dick and balls off, shoved them down his fucking throat, and made him swallow them, and Adam Cole did fuck all about it. So you people are fucked in the fucking head, whoever's in charge of this goddamn fiasco. You have just buried your wrestler for the sake of a part-time football player who's a better heel than anybody on your fucking roster. Because I hate him instantly. Why did they? What was that all about? How could you expect that to be a thing that would? I don't care now. At first, I didn't care about seeing the fight because Adam Cole was a heel and so was McAfee, so there was nobody to root for, nobody to cheer for, nobody to want to see win. Then halfway through it, Cole was a babyface enough that I say, you know what? I want to see Adam Cole knock this motherfucker out. And by the time it was over with, no, if he's just going to stand there and take that fucking talking to and fucking walk off, fuck you, you fucking pussy. I want somebody with some balls. 7 minutes. And they turned their top heel babyface and then killed him off. Deader than 4 o'clock. Deader than a plate full of piss.
Hey, here's a question for you.
Please ask it.
What were the names of the football players that came out with Pat McAfee?
I don't fucking know. Right? I mean, they said them, but I don't know who the fuck they are. Say them? They said them when they were walking in the parking lot. They said, oh, there's somebody from the Super Bowl and this. And I don't know who any football players are, so I don't give a shit.
I know who the big stars in football are. I had no idea. I missed that part where they said
well, they names. I don't even know whether they were current football players. I think they're former football players. But I don't know any football players anyway. But the point is, they didn't push these football players as being stars or tough. They just all the wrestlers are supposed to back up from them because they're football players. What the fuck? If it's a fucking work, then the wrestlers back up from the football players at the football game, but the football players back up from the wrestlers on the wrestling show. If it's a shoot and the wrestler knows what he's doing, he'll stretch the fucking football player in 30 seconds and stick his toes in his ears. And as we know, when you have your toes stuck in your ears, you're in a horrible position. So this didn't make sense on either one of the goddamn levels, work or shoot.
They're baby faces now, right? I mean, I'm watching him at ringside. I'm watching him insult Kyle O'Reilly and Bobby Fish, and I'm like, they have to be the baby faces now.
Well, they are. That's what I'm saying. They are. It's undisputed that they are the baby faces. The question is whether they meant to do this or not. And if they did, then why did they bury Adam on the way out? Turn him babyface and then punk him out?
Well, here's another question for you. Pat McAfee, obviously a football player, probably better known at this point for being a podcaster and a media personality. He's apparently been training with Rip Rogers for a period of time, or at least he was.
Yeah, as a matter of fact, yes. Well, he did, I know, for a while, because then I remembered after all this happened, because it's been a while, that Pat McAfee was the fucking, because he played for Indianapolis, correct? That's up the road from Seymour. So he was training with Rip because he's local. And so I'm pretty sure if Rip trained him, he's probably going to have a pretty good fucking match with Adam Cole.
But that's the question. You have this outsider coming in to have a match with the guy who's been the top star on the company, or on the brand, I guess, for over a year. Should he be wrestling like a wrestler? Should he be able to go in there and outwork, or work as good as a wrestler?
Well, he's not going to go in there and outwork him whether he tries to or not.
You understand my point.
Yes, but no, that's the thing. If Rip taught him anything, I'm sure Rip trained him how to do wrestling moves if he wanted to be a wrestler. But if Rip taught him anything about how to think, he will go out and wrestle like a football player. There'll be a heavy emphasis on the fucking shoulder tackles and the dropping down in the 3-point position. And because he was a kicker, the punt and all the other stuff and everything. But no, I'm pretty sure he's probably going to want to go out and do wrestling stuff, that's specious logic on its own. But if Rip trained him, at least it probably won't stink and Cole can get something out of him. I don't know he's ever been in front of people before.
Without having seen him wrestle yet, just based off his promo, if he's a heel on this show every week, I'd sign up for that.
I would watch, yes.
Yeah, he's really good.
But then again, here's another thing. Now you got another great fucking budding talent that the creative won't know what to do with. They'll probably book him and treat him like a babyface, the most obnoxious personality they've got on their television. They'll probably make him a babyface because he's a football player. Oh, he's a football player. People all over the world will respect him. Anyway.
People in Europe go, who? What?
Yeah, what?
What do you mean football?
He doesn't play soccer. All right, anyway, we got to pick this up because we got the watch-alongs. And Shotzi Blackheart and Rhea Ripley versus Mercedes Martinez and Aaliyah with Robert Stone. Holy shit. We've got Tank Girl and Comedy Prelim Manager in the same match with my two favorite women on the NXT roster, Mercedes Martinez and Rhea Ripley. I watched some of it. I was trying to see if basically, I would zip every time Rhea Ripley was in the ring. She even works the apron better than the other girls. Holy fuck. And basically, it ended up, she made a great comeback, missed a charge into the post like one of the fucking guys. And then finally, here, the only thing, I smelled another edit. She ended up power bombing Mercedes Martinez over the railing onto the supposed floor, but we didn't see the landing. Then we just saw Mercedes laying there on the alleged concrete floor afterwards. I smell a rat there. And old Shotzi with the green hair and the helmet, and the tank, pinned Aaliyah. So, I mean, Rhea Ripley was in this match, and she's a fucking superstar. And I didn't see a lot of Mercedes. And, you know, I guess that issue's over with already. Mercedes came out and jumped her. She said, fuck you. I'm going to drop you on your head on the concrete floor and leave you laying. So that heat's settled. It's only been 2 weeks, hasn't it? Or has it been that long?
They're about to have a match at fucking TakeOver.
Well, there's no reason to now.
And she knocked her out cold. I couldn't believe it. I said, what are they doing? Why would they do that now? Remember when you used to keep people away from each other until the big match?
Well, there's a way to do everything. In the tag team match where two people on opposite teams are going to have a singles match, you generally leave the heat on the heel so the babyface can get even rather than the babyface saying, fuck you, you're a sack of shit. Boom, there you go. You're laying at my feet, you're unconscious. All right, now let's have a fucking match at the pay-per-view. Was the main event supposed to be another three-way triple threat? We had Finn Balor against the Velveteen Dream. I thought we were getting 5 weeks of three ways. Did they explain it, the announcers, in one of the interminable breaks when I fast forward?
Well, let's see. Dexter Lumis got injured, so his spot had to be filled. Was it that?
It got so complicated. Is this the match they were going to have with the people that... No, because they had that last week, didn't they? The people that hadn't submitted or got beat, but there was going to be 3 of them would then turn around and have another match to fill. I don't know. I lost track.
Yeah, me too.
They need a goddamn graphic like Southeastern used to do. Ron Fuller have a fucking stat board up behind Les Thatcher and Phil Rainey for the Lincoln Continental Tournament or whatever. But I'm not complaining because at least we didn't have a fucking triple threat match on this show, which is always a goddamn improvement. Finn Balor is fucking tremendous. He's an athlete. His work is impeccable. He's in incredible condition. He's got facials. He does the tiny things, the little gestures. His timing is good. He's very smooth. Velveteen Dream looks like Dave Chappelle doing Rick James in some has he gotten his has he bleached his hair or his beard, or is his beard gray, or did it look like he was fucking Dave Chappelle doing cocaine as Rick James? Is something on his chin was whiter. The hair was whiter than on his head. This was too long a match for Velveteen Dream. He's athletic. Some of the shit that he does is good and some of it's awkward as fuck. But they went through 3 segments on this. They went to a break early, then they came back, and then I said Velveteen Dream looks like Rocky King as Little Richard Marley. And then Cameron Grimes come out to ringside, and they go to another break. At least I'm interested in Cameron Grimes. But they come back, he's sitting on top of one of the ladder, plugging the ladder match. And he's holding the belt. He's gotten the belt that they're all going to be fighting for. So finally, they do all the match. And then I got to be honest, I liked the ending of everything. It was at least it got everybody in the fucking mix. Gargano comes out, tips Grimes off the ladder into the ring, but he knocks the referee out. So both guys can then dump Grimes. But then here comes Dream and kicks fucking Balor. Here comes Bronson Reed and Damian Priest. They cornered Gargano. Gargano he did 2 good things in one night. He did the good upside down, and he did a good slowly I turn take. When Damian Priest was behind him and he bumped up against him, not only did he actually sell it a little bit physically and with his body language, but he felt up for the tall guy, right? I got a kick out of that. And then everybody did everything. Thatcher came out. And Velveteen Dream was that supposed to be an elbow drop off the top?
I don't know.
I think it was supposed to be an elbow drop. He just kind of jumped off and landed on him. 1, 2, 3. But then everybody fought again. Everybody that was in the ladder match, the 5 guys, was involved in this. Everybody hit somebody with something. It moved along. Everybody was in the right place at the right time. It was a good deal to juice up the big match, and I love that Bronson Reed ended up being the last man standing and the guy holding the belt in the ring. I think Velveteen Dream is in over his fucking head in this whole thing. And the finish and the interplay with all the guys, I thought, brought the finish of the show up, but the match was brutally long before that. You're not a Velveteen Dream fan, are you?
I have to admit, by this point, I was kind of tuned out. I like Finn Balor. I've really liked him since he's returned to NXT. He's a better fit there than he was on the main roster. But I'm not a Velveteen Dream fan, and I have to be honest. I know Triple H on the latest conference call defended him, but there are these accusations out there I just saw recently a video of the text messages that he sent this underage kid, allegedly. I'm kind of creeped out by the guy. I kind of don't want to watch this guy. I don't want to see this guy. I don't think he's especially talented in the ring. I don't really like his character. And he seems like he may be a real creep behind the scenes. So I kind of didn't enjoy the match. I didn't really pay attention to the match. That's really all I could say about it. I'm not a fan of the Velveteen Dream.
See, you go way too deep into it, all the personality stuff and everything. I just look at him and go, I think he's an awkward-ass wrestler. I never got the gimmick as a babyface, and I'm not, just all fired up about it and as now that he's a heel.
I think once again, I'm looking to see if it is right now. I don't know if it is right now, but earlier today it was trending again on Twitter, Fire Velveteen Dream.
He's got heat.
So, I mean, when you say I go deep into his personality, I mean, you can't ignore it. If you're on social media and all of a sudden a bunch of things are popping up saying Fire Velveteen Dream, and there's pictures of things that he sent to this kid, allegedly.
See, now, this show, you're going to be the one causing Stephen P. New to get calls in the middle of the night instead of me.
I don't care.
Well, the whole Velveteen Dream thing is he was like a Prince takeoff, and now he looks, I don't know, his hair all frizzed out, and he looks unkempt. He doesn't look well groomed now. Is that because he's a heel now, or has he gone crazy, or he's lost his mind? His marbles are in the gutter. What's going on? I don't know.
And apparently he has a ton of heat backstage at NXT.
I can believe that, probably from anybody who's tried to work with him, because he comes off some awkward-ass shit, I'll tell you what. But you know what? The whole thing of the Velveteen Dream, he was supposed to be a fashion plate. He was supposed to look good, be well-groomed, dress nicely. I don't see that now with this heel Velveteen Dream.